The best qualified candidate in this last race was a woman. And she wasn't perfect, but she was way more perfect than many of the alternatives.
So I think you can imagine, Michelle, in this area, we have Wellesley College right next door, and and we have been a women's college since our beginnings, and very much respect that tradition. And I think we really have a hard time understanding how it really didn't come down to who was the best qualified, and if it is indeed gender, how is it that the United States can't elect a woman when many other developed nations have elected women? So the whole business of gender equity, which we've talked about almost all day long today at this conference, is really compelling, because we can't have it again. We can't have another shot and not get it again.
Yeah.
So that's going to shift me to a little bit different question. When you made your speech at the last event before the election, when Hillary made her final speech, and then when Oprah made her speech at the Golden Globes, everybody in the country was saying, Oprah for president, Michelle for president, but neither of you seem inclined.
Yeah, no, we're not. Because here's the thing, we have since. No, I haven't spoken to Oprah about this, but is the question?
The question is, no, I mean, I understand that. I understand that. But how is it that any woman is going to look at that experience, look at someone like you, look at someone like Oprah and say, they're very intelligent people, and you in particular know a little bit more about this job than other people might know. Mrs. Clinton obviously did too. How can we get women to really give it a shot, go for the top, if people like yourselves, who are so capable and would be so encouraging to the voters, or at least to many of us, we think, how do we do that? How do we encourage the current generation?
We have to develop them, and we have to support them. Look, the reason why I don't want to run for president, I can't speak for Oprah, but my sense is that, first of all, you have to want the job.
Yes.
And
there's that.
And it has to, you know, and you just can't say, well, you're a woman, run.
Right, right.
And we can't look for women like that. We can't just say, let's find the women we like and then ask them to do it.
Right.
Because there are millions of women out here who are inclined, who
Yes.
do have the passion for politics.
Right.
I have never had the passion for politics. I just happen to be married to somebody who has the passion for politics, and he drugged me kicking and screaming into this arena.
Yeah.
This has, you know, so just because I gave a good speech and I'm smart and intelligent doesn't mean that I should be the next president. That's not how we should pick the president.
Right.
That's been our problem. We're very short-sighted about how we think about selecting the commander-in-chief. And over the course of the last campaign, I gave people some indications. I tried to give people some hints about what we should be looking for. You know, this is a very hard job. It is the hardest job on the planet. It requires deep intellect, a knowledge of history, a desire for facts and taking in information. The person, you know, and I'm not making a joke, I'm just saying that this, I said this on the campaign trail. I was like, look, I've been in the White House for 8 years. I have watched the job. Hillary has watched the job. What we don't do is ask the other folks who've done it. People didn't take my advice. You gotta read a lot. I said there one thing is that you can't just say you're gonna pick the best advisors, because every advisor is gonna give the president 5 different opinions. And for the hardest problems that come to the president's desk, the president has to sort through 5, 6, 7 different opinions, all the gray. And then they have to bring their knowledge to bear to make the decision about which of these 5 gray answers will take us to the next step. You have to be analytical. You have to be smarter than your advisors in order to do that. So, you know, those are the women that we need to seek out, not just the women who have passion and move us and make us feel good. That's what we look for. You know, this notion that we want our president to make us feel a certain way is important, yes. But it is more important that they understand the issues, not just in this country, but around the world. The commander-in-chief is looked to by every international leader. Everyone. At least that was the case with my husband. And again, I am not making a joke. I'm just, I'm really trying to impart information as people sort of sort through who they want. You know, forget party, truly. That's what gets us in trouble. You know, we focus on R's and D's, and we don't look deeply into the competency and the abilities of people. We pick our favorites. So, short answer to your question is that first we have to cultivate young women as leaders. We have to find them, and because getting into the political arena is complicated, which is why you see Bush, Clinton, and people want Obama, you know, because it's hard to make your way into that circle. So how do we start finding young women out there who have the passion, the skill, the ability, and help them figure out how do you build an organization? You know, how do you fundraise? How do you identify key strategic people to help you in a campaign? How do you raise money? How do you build, again, an organization? How do you think strategically about winning a race? There's a lot of leadership development that we need to do, and we need to see more women in the State House, in Congress, in the governor's houses. So you have to start building that pool from the bottom. And then we have to support them through it. I mean, then it means that we've got to be willing, when we do find qualified people, to vote for them. And we didn't do that in this election. So I think people should be less disheartened by the fact that me and Oprah don't want to run, and more disheartened by the fact that Hillary Clinton, probably the most qualified person to ever seek the office of presidency, of the presidency, lost. She lost. That should be more discouraging to anybody out there, because what matters now?
Yes. Yeah.
So we have to sort through that, and as an electorate, we have to be informed and educated about who these candidates are and what they bring to the table, besides a winning personality and the ability to make you laugh or smile or feel good. That's a small part of the job. And I base that not on my own personal, you know, desires, but what I've seen up close and personal.
Yes. Yeah.
So I don't want to be president. I don't think I should be president. I think I can do a lot of things, but
that's not one of them.
That's not one of them. And we have to find women who understand their gifts and know where to put them to use. I know what I'm good at, and I think Oprah said this too. She knows what she's good at. And I think we have to do more to support young women to find out what their strengths are. And we will find a huge percent of them will be strong in politics, in policy, in strategy, in coordination, in organization, and we should develop those people to be the leaders that we want to run.